The reason why your relationship's not working is because you think it should. Hi, my name is Mario Che, and I am a relationship repair coach, and I've been doing this for over a decade, helping thousands of people to have their relationships work, to save their marriages, even when the other person isn't a willing participant currently. Back to the subject at hand, relationships, right? Confusing, difficult for a lot of people. Let's talk about why your relationship doesn't work. The biggest reason is because you have an expectation that it will. All right, let me say that again. You have an expectation that your relationship is supposed to work. The biggest myth that we have, or human beings have, is that relationships are supposed to be easy. They're supposed to flow and all that jazz. That it's supposed to naturally come, and if they're the right person, that it'll just work out. This is a horrible, horrible, horrible way to go into a relationship. Let me tell you why. Number one, human beings are not monogamous creatures. So when I was doing research around this whole entire subject, I looked at all the monogamous creatures. Why do they choose to be with each other and over and over again? Which is fantastic. But here's what happened. I also looked down this list and I realized something's missing. Human being is not on the list. Why is human being not on the list? We are not considered to be monogamous creatures. Inside of evolution, we're more likely to bond in a lifetime with multiple partners. And that's the way we were designed for survival. Here's what I want you to consider. Just because that's the way we're designed doesn't mean that you have to go out and say screw life and screw relationships. No, if you want to have a relationship work, it's going to take something. It's going to take a little bit of work on your side. But here's what I want you to get out of this that should give you a tremendous amount of peace. If your relationship isn't working, or you haven't been able to have a relationship work during your lifetime, I want you to know that nothing's wrong with you and that you absolutely can have a relationship work. That's what I want to say, okay? Now, what is it going to take? Obviously, it's going to take something from you. Obviously, it's going to take a little bit of work. The biggest thing is, if you don't give yourself and have a goal, or if you're not actually creating intention around your relationship, it probably isn't going to work out. That's what I'm going to say. You know, in my marriage, we created a loving, nurturing, lifelong partnership. That literally is what I say. You can take it, okay? You don't have to steal it. You can have it, all right? We can all have it together. So I created, you know what I really want? I want a loving, nurturing, lifelong partnership with my wife. And so what that looks like for me and how that helps is, if I'm left to my own devices, there are moments where I'm not being someone who can have a loving, nurturing, lifelong partnership. Sometimes when I'm ready to go, to dinner and she's late, or I want to do something and she doesn't want to do it, or when she grabs the remote control, I'm not quite feeling like loving, nurturing, lifelong partnership, right? And so those are the things that naturally happen. But what happens is because I have that intention, because I have that thing that I can come back to that continually brings me back when I'm going to be that non-monogamous. When I say that, I mean just someone who doesn't necessarily do things that necessarily will keep him in a relationship, right? When I'm being that person, which is very natural for us, then I come back to loving, nurturing, lifelong partnership for me. So here's what I want you to consider, okay? This is what I want you to really get out of this. Number one, you ain't broken. Nothing's wrong with you, okay? And if you're brand new to relationships, don't think it's going to be easy. Create something around it. Doesn't mean it's going to be hard either. It's just going to require some intention. Number two, don't be hard on yourself. Don't be hard on your partner. Don't be hard on your relationship. Okay? Don't have an expectation around it that it's supposed to flow that way. By the way, when you do this in a certain way, the way that I'm telling you to do it now, amongst other things that I talk about in my videos, it will flow. It will get easier. And you will be able to have a lifetime relationship. Lastly, what I want you to get is that there are specific actions, specific ways that I want you to be, or that you need to be able to have that lifetime relationship work. And so inside of that, some simple things that you could do, like what I said. One of the biggest things that I don't really hear a lot of people doing is creating something, how they want their relationship to look, and coming back to that thing over and over again. That, my friends, is a game changer. It has been a game changer for me in my relationship. Literally, I created what I wanted more than anything else, was loving, nurturing, lifelong partnership with my wife. and I have it. You know, we're partners in everything. She knows everything that goes on. We do things together. We create things together. Our entire life is created together. In any moment that there's tension, I get back to love. I get back to that nurturing partnership that we have. And guys, the only way this is gonna happen for you is if you're creating that all the time. If not, what's gonna happen is that you're gonna be given to a reaction that doesn't necessarily serve, and as such, that's where we begin to create those problems in the relationship, okay? So that's what I wanna say. There's a lot more to this is what I want to say, but if you just did this, you'd be triggering a happy hormone, you'd be creating a relationship that really works, and most of all, you would not be creating stress around your relationship because it doesn't look the way that you want it to all of the time. If you want a lifelong relationship, follow me. I'm putting out videos every single week that talk about these specific things that you can do to make sure that you are triggering that happy hormone in your partner, triggering attraction in your relationship, and continually creating and maintaining the components in your relationship that are needed for you to have lifelong love. I'm Mario Che. I'll talk to you soon. Hit the subscribe button.